Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. You're all welcome. Okay, you can use that first link. You can see it. Okay, you have not added anyone. Add yourself first. Okay. Hello, good day, everyone. You're all welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me very well. You can leave that group first. Click on the link and join. I hope you all can hear me. Can everyone hear me? Tell them to give you my phone stand. Oh, good, great. Welcome. How was your day? I hope you all had a wonderful day. Please tell everyone who have been waiting for this class that we're finally here. I pray the network doesn't affect us because this network can be very funny. Yes, I am also very happy to be here. So happy to be here. Hello, Pamela, you're welcome. Uh, Dabri, you're welcome. Mr. John, you're welcome. Femi, Timothy, you're all welcome. Good evening. I am ecstatic. I'm happy, so happy we're finally here. The long awaited 15th of August is finally here. So if you know of anybody that ought to be in this meeting that is not yet here, please inform them. Okay, you can share the link with them. All right, share the link with them so they can join. You're all welcome. I'm so grateful that you had to clear out your schedule and make out time to be here. And trust me, you will not regret being here. Today, we're going to be talking about snail farming. All right, snail farming, and not just snail farming, we're talking about soilless snail farming. I know some of you have not even heard about snail farming before. Some of you have heard of snail farming, but you have never heard of anything called soilless snail farming. Some persons are like, is that even possible? Yes, it is possible. And that's what we'll be talking about today. So sit back, relax. If you have your popcorn, get your popcorn ready so that you get all that we're going to be talking about today. And don't worry, there is session for question and answers. You will ask all of the questions that you have concerning snail farming or soilless snail farming, and we're going to trash them out. Okay? So without wasting much of your time, let us dive right into the reason why we are here. Just give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Please, when I share my screen, endeavor to let me know if you can still see me. If you can see me and you can see my screen, you let me know. All right. Okay. So, can you all see me? Can you see my screen that I'm sharing? Please let me know if you can see me. You can see my screen. Can you see my screen? You can see me at the bottom. You can see my screen and you can hear me very well. Very important. Oh, great. Beautiful. Beautiful. You're all welcome once again. And like I said, we'll be talking about soilless snail farming. And see, we're going to make a deal. Today, what we're going to be doing is this. I will be teaching, right? I'll be teaching and talking, but yours is to listen and then reply with your keypad. Okay, So the way we're going to be interacting is while I talk and you hear me, even though I cannot hear you, I can see what you're writing. But please, the questions should hold on till after I'm done. Because while I'm talking, if you're asking questions, I won't be able to do the both together, right? But please don't hesitate to always follow up, okay? Write when asked to, and then comment when asked to, rather, so that I will know you all are following and I will know you all are hearing me properly. Okay, so soilless snail farming. The soilless snail farming method is actually the easiest way for you to grow your snails, okay, and make good profits without much stress and without big investment. That's basically the whole explanation to soilless snail farming. The easier and stress-free way of doing snail farming to make good profits without big investment. We all know the country we live in right now, Nigeria currently. You need huge capital to start up any form of business. You need very huge capital to start up any form of business. But snail farming, you can start relatively small. You don't need the millions of naira. Yes, you can still do it big. Okay, please reduce that. Reduce that for you. You can still do it very big, all right? But you can start small. You know, in any business, we have the small scale, medium, and then the large scale. Okay, you can start relatively small and you can also start very big, or you can start at the medium, any one you choose. Okay, so that's what soilless snail farming offers. Now, in the next few minutes, you'll be learning a few things, and here are the things you're going to be learning. You learn how to start and grow a successful snail farming business without using soil. Okay, that's with the soilless method, even if you've never farmed snails before. Okay, you learn about the wealth that can be harnessed from soilless snail farming. You will learn about the A to Z of snail farming. That is things like the different species of snails that we have, what they are called, who is snail farming for. You might be here, you're already into one business or the other. You're already doing one job or the other. You will want to know, is snail farming something I can do? In this webinar, you're going to know about all of that. Okay, you learn about the different housing systems that we have for snail farming. Some persons will tell me, can I just use one room and start my snail farming? Yes, you can, but there are housing systems you need to construct for your snails. You don't just bring your snails and keep them on the floor. All right, so you're going to learn about the different housing systems, the benefits of snail slime. Some of you have heard of snail slime before. We're going to be talking a little about snail slime for those who don't know and those who have a little idea. We're also going to be talking about the value of the snail meat. If I'm too fast, please let me know. Okay, we're going to be talking about the value of the snail meat and the snail slime, both in the local market and the international market. We're going to talk about setting up of a snail farm on a budget in this year 2025, and then other ways that you can make money from snail business, not just the farming aspect of it. All right, if you're ready for us to dive right in, kindly type ready, right? Type ready in the chat box. Remember, I told you you're going to be typing while I talk, you type. All right. So please type ready in the chat box. Let me see your readies so I will know my people are ready to go. Ah, I love this class. I love this class. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I see a lot of readies and I'm already fired up. All right. So let us continue. Now that you've told me you're ready for us to go on, I'm ready to go on too. Now, here's a quick question. I want to know exactly where you are right now. For you to be here, you have an expectation, right? Are you here because you're looking for an extra income, or you just want to escape from the 9 to 5, or you're already into farming of snails, but you're struggling, or you are the one that you're just ready for financial freedom? Please be honest and kindly describe your current desire or current state right now. You can use numbers or you can just type out the whole answer there. If you fall under option one, you can just write one. If you fall in two, you can just write two. I've seen situations where somebody would tell me it's number five. So you tell me what that number five is. It should, in case yours is not among the list. All right. So, okay, I'm seeing four. Hmm. Most persons seem to be in number four. Okay, number one, number four, extra income and financial freedom. Okay, that's number one and number four. Okay, okay. There's no one here that is already into snail farming but is having issues. Okay, okay. One and four to acquire more knowledge. Great, beautiful. All right. I thank you. Thank you so much for always being ready to type, because this encourages me a lot to know that people are here and they are ready to hear what you have to say is all of the motivation I need. All right. So while you're typing, let us continue. And please don't forget, kindly tell those that you have invited before. I remember a lot of you reached out to me to get the webinar link which I shared. So please share to those people that have asked for the webinar link so that they don't miss out as well. Okay? So, continue. All right. You might be asking yourself, there are a lot of snail farmers out there. You might be asking yourself, why should I listen to this woman? Well, first reason why you should listen to me is because I have over 7 years experience in snail farming, both as a small scale farmer and as a large scale farmer. Remember in the beginning, I told you, you can actually start small. And that's how I started. I started very small. Before I got to the point where I'm having a greenhouse that is worth over 4 million, a concrete pen up that was constructed with over 2 million. Before I got to that point, I started small. Okay, I started very, very small. So I have over 7 years of experience. I currently sell between 3,500 to 4,500 pieces of snails every month. I remember there was a day I was saying this, I was having a class like this, and somebody, I don't know, the person misunderstood and said, I said I was selling 3,500 to 4,500 snails every day. No, not every day. It's per month. Okay, per month. And we're getting there. I also currently help my mentees to sell off their mature snails both locally, and I also connect them to uh, sell their products abroad by exposing them to export programs that will enable them to sell their snails and earn in dollars. Okay, those are some of the reasons that you should listen to me. And then, who is this woman? My name is Mary Magdalene Igbanebo Finama Korazia. Plenty names, Abi. Yeah, I'm an Ijo woman. That's how our names are long. And we like them like that. Okay. I'm from Bayelsa State, but I currently live in River State, Nigeria, Port Harcourt to be precise. I'm a wife to a very lovely, 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 lovely husband. I'm a mother of three beautiful and lovely daughters, namely Margaret, Teresa, and our newborn Sophia. All right. I own a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, a TikTok account, an Instagram account that are all dedicated to make test snail farm. Okay, so do well to follow us in all of those channels because you're going to be learning a lot about snail farming as the days go by. All right. I deal majorly on sale of snails, both in bags and in pieces. I sell formulated feed, I sell calcium, I sell egg booster, and I sell ant and insect repellent. For those who don't know a lot about the things I'm mentioning, for the formulated feed, the calcium, the egg booster, the ant and insect repellent, those are things that you use to feed your snails. Okay, some are just to ward off ants and rodents, which is the ant and insect repellent. Egg booster is what helps your snails to boost their egg laying ability when necessary. Calcium and formulated feed are basic necessities that they need, okay, for their overall well-being. I'm also into the setting up of snail farms ranging from hutch boxes, concrete pens, free range system, which is the greenhouse that most persons know, for my students and for anyone across the country and even outside the country for those who call me for the job. All right. I told you I was going to tell you about a little bit of the housing systems. You've heard a little now. We have what we call the hutch box system. We have concrete pens. we have free range system, we have baskets, buckets, different sets. Okay, we're going to talk more about it as we go on in the webinar. I have trained well over 1,700 students in snail farming business from 2024 to 2025. All right. And I am very passionate about teaching people concerning snail farming. I wasn't feeling too strong today. In fact, I was not sick, but I was down. Yeah, if that makes sense. But the moment it gets to the time to talk about snail, I'm all fired up. I'm very passionate about snail farming, not just snail farming, but soilless snail farming. It's my major, not just major. Currently, it's my only source of income. I don't do anything else. It's my only source of income. Okay. And it's not as if you cannot do other things when it comes to snail farming. You can do other things because I also intend to venture into other businesses. Okay. But you can do it as a solo business. You can also do it while doing your daily job or business or whatever it is you're doing, because snails are quite easy to handle. Okay, now here's a picture of soilless snail farming. Don't worry, we'll talk a little more about it as we go on. Now, what you may be facing, I want to guess now. I'm just guessing, but then you tell me with the chat box. Are you somebody that is doing a 9 to 5 work right now? Okay. And you're looking for a profitable side also that you can start. Or you're someone who is interested in farming business, but you can't deal with the stress that comes with farming. Of course, there is stress in anything you do. But you are looking for a cheaper and more profitable way to care for snails. The traditional way people have been farming snails is by the use of the soil. Okay, now you're hearing something different. I've come across hundreds of persons who say, I started snail farming 3 years ago. I started snail farming a year ago. I started snail farming but the soil this, but the soil that. So when they hear about soil snail farming, they jump on it. All right. Type yes if you can relate to any of these things I just mentioned. You are either a 9 to 5 worker looking for profitable business or side hustle. You are interested in farming business, but you don't know where to start from. Or you're already a farmer, but you're looking for a more profitable way to do your farming. Please type yes. Kindly type yes. Kindly type yes. Whoa, somebody says he can't hear me. Can you still hear me, Abby? Can you still hear me? Okay. Okay. The person, Mr. John, you say you can't hear me. How do I even tell him that he has to check his network since he can't hear me? Please type in the comment section that he should check his network. Might just be his network because it seems every other person can hear. All right, all right. Thank you so much. I love this class because you all are very, very eager to hear what we have to say. And I love that. I love it. All right. So, enough about all the introductions. Now that you know me, you have heard my very long name, Igbanibo Mary Magdalene Finama Krazia. But you can just call me Mary. I've heard people call me Mary Snails. I've heard people call me Magdalene Snails. Anyone you want to call me is fine. Okay. So, before we go ahead, like I said, you already know my name. You know where I'm from. You know where I live currently. Please, can I know you? What's your name? Where are you watching this from? And where are you from? Like me now, I'm from Bayelsa State, but I'm currently in River State. Okay, so you can just tell me where you're from or where you're watching from, and then your name. So, what's your name and where are you watching this webinar from? Let us get to know ourselves. Okay, the first comment here says, "My name is Oluwapelumi Mod." Right? I hope I got that right. Oh, it was deleted. Oluwatope. Okay. Oluwatope, where are you from? Okay. Oluwapelumi. Okay. Oluwapelumi, where are you from? Michael from Sango Ota. Okay. Victoria, please, where are you from? Okay. Somebody says, I'm a chicken farmer interested in snails. That's beautiful. Okay. You're based in Kaduna. Okay. I think I saw that just now. Okay. It's in Ogun State. Where's my Kaduna brother? Ikorodu. Okay. K from Nasarawa. Okay. Mr. K, you're welcome. You're based in Kaduna. Justina from Lagos. Adegoke. I know this name, Adegoke Manuel. Sounds familiar. From Ikorodu. Fola from Ibadan. Olufemi from Abeokuta. Babalola, Lagos. Oh, Felicia, yeah, from Lagos. Bimisola from Abeokuta, okay. Arinze, Anambra State, okay. Nice meeting all of you. Nice to meet you. You know I won't be able to call everyone because if we do, we won't finish today. Oh, I see a brother of mine or brother or sister of mine from Bayosa. I saw Bayosa now. Abby, did you see Bayosa? Yes, I saw my brother or my sister. Don't mind me, we're all brothers and sisters. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you all for introducing yourselves. Nice to meet all of you. I see Worry, I see Akore, Uyo. Okay, there are a lot of Abeokuta people here. Abeokuta, you're all welcome. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Oh, there's someone from River State. Good. Worry. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of Abeokuta here. Thank you all so much for making our time to be here. All right, so let's continue. We'll get to know each other better as time goes on because you're here to learn from me, and I'm very much willing to teach you everything. Okay. All right, so what is snail farming? All right, we want to talk about the snail business in proper. What exactly is snail farming? Now, snail farming is professionally called culture. I need you to know that all of the BB grammars that will be mentioned here is not really necessary like that. But you just need to know the grammatical names or the terms and terminologies that are used in the business you're about going into. Okay, that is why I'm calling these big names. But other than that, they are not really necessary. I will still break them down. Okay. So snail farming is professionally called culture, and it is a process of rearing and breeding of snails for commercial purposes. Okay, simply put, it involves now snail farming involves the cultivation, the management of snails in controlled environments, such as snail farms. Okay, now the house where you keep your snails, they are either called snail farms, snailries, or pens. Not the pen you used to write to, but it's the same spelling. Okay, you can either call it a snail farm, you can call it a snailry, or a snail pen. So next time you hear somebody saying, "This is my snail pen," you know what the person is talking about. The person is referring to the snail house. Okay, now this cultivation and management of snails in controlled environment is with the aim of producing snails for various purposes, including food, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals. All right. Now, a person that is involved in snail farming is called a snail farmer. Okay. Now, before now, while growing up, I used to think that it is people who go to the bush to pick snails that are called snail farmers. No, those are not snail farmers. A snail farmer is someone who is involved in captured snailry, like someone who is rearing snails in controlled environment. Those who go to the bush to pick snails, they are just your regular farmers who decide to pick snails because you don't have anybody who only goes to the for the purpose of food, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals. All right, there are some drugs that are used that were formed from snails. There are some facial creams. I even have one in my bathroom right now for my face that is formulated purely from snail slime, and it's very expensive. If I have the time, I'm going to show you as the time goes on. Now, we have two types of snail farming. We have the intensive system and the semi-intensive system. Like I said, forget the big names. So the intensive means you can do it inside your house. You can do it in your parlor. You can do it in your balcony. You can do it in your bathroom. You can do it in your kitchen. Okay, any conducive location in your building, you can do it. All right. Semi-intensive just simply means the opposite of the intensive. All right. Now, this intensive, you can do it with as low as 50,000, 100,000, 150, but you know things are increasing by the day. Okay, so many of these things that we will need are also increasing. But other than that, it's quite relatively cheap. Okay, and you can do this intensive system with things like basins, drums, buckets, tires. All right. Now you don't just go to the market, buy a drum or buy a bucket, and then you start doing your snow farm. No, there is a process you would have to employ to prepare this particular bucket or this particular drum for the snail, so they will be so it will be suitable for your snails. All right. But ordinarily, you can use basins, you can use buckets, you can use drums for this intensive system. Now, for the semi-intensive system, like I said, you can do it outdoors and it's for the commercial purpose. Even the intensive is also for commercial purpose. But one good thing about snail farming is that you cannot remain small because snails will keep laying. They don't stop laying. Okay, they lay till the day they die, and a snail can live up to 5 years. Okay, so it means even if you start small, so long as you manage it properly, you would expand and get to the semi-intensive, although it might take time. Okay, now this semi-intensive system, you can start with as low as 500,000, 1 million. You can even get up to 50 million, depending on your capability and the space that is available. All right. And you can do that with concrete pens. You can do that with arch boxes. You can do that with the greenhouse system, which is the one we call the free range. Okay, these are the different housing systems that you can use for the different types of farming that we have. Okay, the first one you can use with basins, drums, buckets, and tires. The second one, which is the semi-intensive system, you can use with what we call the arch box system. That one is constructed with wood. You can use the concrete pen, as the name implies, is used with concrete and cement. All right, and you can go for the greenhouse system, which is the one we call the free range. That one makes the snail feel like they are still in their habitat, which is the bush. Okay, so those are the different housing systems that we have under the different types of snail farming we have. Now I will ask questions, so please listen attentively. Okay, now here are some few facts I would like you to know about snail farming as a beginner. Snail farming is very, 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 very profitable. Okay. Now, it is profitable because it is in high demand, both in Nigeria and countries like France, Italy, US, Spain, Portugal, but to name a few. Okay, that is why it is very, 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 very profitable. Have you ever asked yourself, why are snails so expensive? Those of you who love to eat snails a lot, you know what I'm talking about. Snails are very expensive. We have some snails, extra jumbo snails, that one is 3,500 naira. One. But because of the health benefits that are attached to snails, people don't mind. Those who have the money, they are still buying it. Okay. If you go to the open market right now, you hardly even see those very big ones because of the way it is in high demand. People don't even leave the snails for it to grow to that extent. Even in our farms, before you know it, they have bought everything. So snails are in high demand and it's very, 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 very profitable. Now, another fact you need to know as a snail farmer, because you're already a snail farmer thinking of going into snail farming, you are on your way to becoming a snail farmer. So the things you need to know is that you can export snails and you don't need to register with any of these organizations that are mentioned here. Not with some, not with NAFDAC, not with NEPC. You don't need any of those regulatory bodies that are involved in certifying someone to start doing exports. You don't need them. So long as it comes to snail, you don't need them. Although there are a few things you need, which you will learn as we go further. All right. Another fact you need to know is that you don't need much capital to start with. What I have mentioned here, you if with 200,000 naira you can start a well established snail farm that would make you good amount of money in no distant time. All right. It is not a get rich quick scheme. All right. It is farming. It is a business that requires patience, that requires time. Okay, it's not something you start today and then tomorrow you're already making money. No, there is a way you can make money from snail business in a short period, maybe in 2 3 days, but not the farming aspect, which I will also talk to you about. All right. Now, another thing you need to know is that you can do snail farming as a part-time business, which is how I started. But when I started snail farming, I was actively working in a company. Okay, while I come home and then take care of my snails, because you feed your snails just once in a day, which is in the evening from around 6 p.m. down. Okay, you can even feed them around 9 p.m. You can feed them around 8 p.m. So it means even if you have a 9 to 5, you would have closed, come back to your house and take care of your snails. All right, so it's easy. That's another fact I need you to know. Now let us get into the different species of snails. I told you I was going to talk about the different species that we have, right? Any of you here know about what we call the giant African land snail? That's gales. If you know about or you've heard about the giant African land snail, kindly type yes, please. Have you heard about the giant African land snail? If you have, kindly type yes in the comment section. Okay, okay, okay. I wish I could hear you. I would have asked what you have heard about it. Okay. When people hear giant, naturally people just think it has to be big. Not necessarily. Okay. The giant African land snail is made up of different species of snails. Now, in that category, there are some that doesn't even grow big, and we're going to be talking about some of them. Okay, someone says he hasn't heard about them. Okay, giant African land snails are snails that are mostly found in the West African terrain. Okay, and they usually grow very big, hence the name the giant. But not all of them grow big. Okay, so I said let me put that out first before we go ahead. Okay, there are a lot of people who don't know about it, but then I'm going to be telling you a few of the giant African land snails that we farm. Some of them I just bring them up so you will know them, not like you farm them, you just know them. And I will talk about the major three that we farm and why we farm them and where we farm them. Okay, so the first one on our list is the Achatina marginata. You can call it Achatina marginata. Some people call it the Acacatina marginata. Some people call it the Acatina marginata. Whichever one is fine. Like I said, the name is not what is bringing us here, but we generally call it AM. Now, this AM has two subspecies, major, not just two, but it has two major subspecies that are farmed here in Nigeria. This is the one that is farmed here in Nigeria mostly. Okay, we have the AMS, which is the Achatina marginata suturalis, and then we have the AMO, which is the Achatina ovum. All right, and they are farmed in different locations of Nigeria. Okay, so this Achatina marginata is the one that we farm in Nigeria, and this one rears between 40 to 80 eggs per breeding season. But per clutch it lays around 7 to 14 eggs per clutch, and it can lay around 3 to 4 times in a breeding season. Okay, it can lay between 3 to 4 times in a breeding season, and it lays around 7 to 14 eggs per clutch. It is not specific. Okay, it's in between that range. So Achatina marginata suturalis or Achatina marginata ovum, or simply put AMS or AMO. Okay, these are the ones that are farmed mostly in Nigeria. All right. The next on our list is the Helix espessa. That one we generally call it the garden snail. If you're from Bayelsa, this one, especially Kolokumopokuma, where I'm from, we call this one Obolo. This one we used to play. People play with me. I didn't play with it, sha. I I didn't play with it. Even when I was small, I didn't play. I used to suck my hands. So anything that will involve my hands to play, I don't get involved at all. But people used to play with this a lot. And this one lays from 350 eggs to 400 eggs per breeding season. We don't even bother counting the ones it lays per clutch, but it lays as much as that. But it's very tiny. Let me see if I can see something that it's it's not even as big as this peg. The biggest one should be around this peg. Can you see my peg there? Biggest one should be around this peg. Okay, it's very, very tiny. So we don't really farm this one. Okay, but it is still among the giant African land snails. That is why I talked about it. Remember, I told you not all the species in the giant African land snail category are actually giants. This one is very, very tiny. Next on our list is the Achatina achatina or Akakatina akakatina. Akakatina achatina or Akatina akatina, anyone you want to call it, but just simply call it AA or the Ghana tiger snail. We call it the Ghana tiger snail because it is mostly reared in Ghana. For some reason, it doesn't survive very well in Nigeria, but we still import it. We still buy it and import it down to Nigeria. But most times, it dies on arrival, or even the ones that do survive, they don't they don't thrive very well like the AMO and the AMS in Nigeria. So most farmers who don't want to take the risk don't even try it. They don't try it. I remember the first time I ordered about 200 snails, sorry, 2,000 snails from Ghana. I think around 53, yeah, 53 survived down to Nigeria. Before it got to my location, the only surviving snails I saw were 53 pieces. It might be the climate, but then this one survives very well in Ghana, and it is one of the major giant land snails. It grows very big, just like the AMS and the AMO. Even among the AMS and the AMO also grows bigger than the AMS. All right. Now, this AA lays between 600 to 800 eggs per breeding season. This one too, we don't count the number of eggs it lays per clutch because it differs. Okay, but it lays a lot. So if you're here and you're watching from Ghana, this is your guy. This is the one you should be farming. All right. Now, the next on our list, which is going to be the last one we'll be talking about tonight so that we don't take all of our time, is the Achatina folica, but simply call it the AF. This AF, you farm it very, in fact, you can farm it anywhere. I call this man the rugged snail. AF is very rugged. Even where other snails are dying, this snail will not die. And it lays around 800 to 1,200 eggs per breeding season. But one of the downsides of this snail is that it also does not grow big. It grows a little bigger than the Helix espessa, but it doesn't grow big when it comes to selling of the meat. Okay, so we don't really farm it that much. People still farm it, but not as much as we farm the AMO, the AMS, and the AA. Excuse me. But if you're going into snail farming for the slime of it, this is your guy. Because this AF produces slime like no other snail. So if you're going into snail farming, not for the meat of it, and but for the slime of it, that means AF is what you should be farming. All right. Remember, I talked about slime earlier, that it is used for production of facial creams, for drugs, and all of that. This is the one that will produce a lot of slimes for you. So these are the four species that I'll be talking about in the African giant, African, what's it called now? The giant African land snail category. But like I said, not all of them grows big. The two out of these four that grow big are the AM and the AA. But for the AF and the garden snail, they don't grow very big. Okay. Now, what if I told you that you could make up to 500,000 naira monthly from your backyard with less than 10% mortality rate without needing massive space or investment while still keeping your current job or your current business? Does that sound too good to be true? It is not too good to be true. It is true and it's good. I'm going to prove it to you in a short while. All right. Now, there is a massive demand for snails both globally and locally. So let's just do some little mathematics. Please bring out your calculators and let's do a little mathematics. If you go on Google right now and search for snail farming and uh the industry. Snail farming is an industry on its own. It is not just under farming as an industry. It has an industry. It's an industry on its own because of the value it brings. It was estimated around 5 years ago that the snail farming industry, the snail industry, is worth over $12 billion. Okay, and it has a consumption rate of about 450,000 tons every year. Okay, now the annual demand in Nigeria alone, as at 5 years ago, was pegged around 7.5 million kgs per year. I'm not talking about 7.5 million pieces, so I'm talking about 7.5 million kg. And 1 kg of snow, 1 kg of snow should be around, though it differs if it's dry or still fresh. If it's fresh, definitely it will take less snails to make up a kg. But if it's oven dried, it will take more snails to make up to a kg. And it also will be determined by the size of the snails. Okay, so just looking at these figures alone, can you please type opportunity in the comment section if you're seeing the opportunity that I'm seeing? I'm already seeing it. I'm already in it. I want to know if you are catching my drift. Can you see the opportunity? Somebody say he's not seeing the opportunity. Really? Or you're answering something else? But okay, my sister Gbemisola say massive opportunity. Exactly. Very massive. In fact, let me give you an assignment. Tomorrow is Saturday, right? Tomorrow morning, go to your local market. All right, just go to your local market and price snails. For those of you who don't know the price of snail, but those who eat snails regularly, you know what I'm talking about. But go to your local market and price snails, and you know what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm talking about. Just go to your local market and know the prices of snail. You're not buying, just for the knowledge of it. Then you will understand exactly what I mean when I talk about the opportunities that are available in snail farming. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I make money in snail farming? I'm going to be listing a few ways here. Okay. Number one is for you to sell your snails at point of lays. Now, point of lays are snails that are sexually mature to start laying eggs, but they are not physiologically mature. Like they are not physically big, but they are mature enough to start laying eggs. Just like, excuse me, just like a girl that is up to puberty, she has the ability to get pregnant and give birth as at that time, but she's not physically big. Yes, something like that. All right. Snails are usually small as at that stage, but they can lay. All right. So you can sell at that point because those who go into snail farming actually buy point of lays. Please get me water. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. So make money. Sorry. Please give me a minute. Oh, sorry about that. Water is indeed life. All right. So the next way you're going to be making money or profiting from snail farming is by selling your table size snails. Let me tell you the stages of snails that we have. It's not in this slide, but let me just tell you. When a snail lays eggs, it starts from that egg stage, and then you incubate your eggs. Those eggs hatch. The first size of snails you meet are called hatchlings. All right. After a while, they grow up to what we call juveniles. All right. After a while, they grow to what we call growers. And then from that grower stage, it enters the point of lay stage. From point of lay, it gets to table sizes. From table sizes, it gets to jumbo. And then from jumbo, it gets to extra jumbo. All right. Those are the sizes of snails that we have. Okay. So you can sell at point of lay. We don't usually sell at, excuse me, we don't usually sell at hatchling um or what's it called now, juvenile stage. It's from grower stage and above, because those are the ones that can survive when being transported. But mostly we sell from point of lay and above. All right. You can also sell your different sizes in bags. We have the mixed bags, we have the jumbo bags, we have the table size bag, we have the point of lay bags. Okay. You can supply factories, food processing companies, both here in Nigeria and abroad. You can sell your snail slime to cosmetic companies. Okay, those ones, when they buy in gallons, in tons. It depending on the contract you get. You can also have agents that will be securing markets for you, like contracts for you. They have their own percentage. So when they get the contract for you and you do your supply, they have their percentage out of what you're supplying. Okay, those are different ways that you can make money. But one other major way, which I already talked about, but I would like to expatiate, is exportation. uh Now, here is where the calculation comes in. Currently, the highest point of lay snail you see in Nigeria is 1,000 naira. That is at most. Though a few persons are selling 1,002, 1,003. That's currently second week of August. Okay, this is third week already, right? Yes, third week of August 2025. I say this because the price can even change tomorrow, not just second week, 15th of August 2025. What I know is that the highest anybody is selling point of lay is 1,200. All right. And these are even not the ones that are big. I'm talking about one piece. Okay. One piece. Then let's talk about table sizes. Table sizes ranges from 1,500 to 2,000 naira for one. 2,000 is the maximum anyone can sell table size snails right now. But then there are jumbos and extra jumbos. Currently, extra jumbos are from 3,000 and above. Some persons sell 3,000, some 3,200, some 3,500. Like I said, you hardly see those extra jumbos. So those who have them, it is like gold. In fact, I call snail farming the noiseless gold mine. Yes, you don't need to make any noise to be making this money, because snails do not smell and they don't make any noise. Right? You can have a snail farm in your backyard. If your compound is fenced, nobody will even know that you have a snail farm. It's only when you're bringing your snails out to go and sell that people are like, you they sell snails. Okay. But then, if you think this amount is actually expensive right now, currently exporting an extra jumbo snail out of the country as at this month August is around $7 to $8, depending on who you're selling to. Me, majorly when I do export, I'm exporting to family. Okay, mostly because I've not even covered the market here in Nigeria. I've not I've not covered the market here in Nigeria. Most times I don't even have snails. I outsource for snails. So I've not based fully in the export aspect, although I have loyal customers who have been patronizing me for years now. So currently the exchange rate is around 1,500, right? CBN rate. So for seven, let's even use the lowest amount, which is $7. So tell me, one extra jumbo snail is how much, calculated by the current exchange rate in Nigeria? Please, I need your answers. Okay, somebody's asking for the link to this training. So please copy it from that side and drop it in the chat box. No. Oh, okay. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. It will be dropped. Don't worry. I hope you're in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So 1,500 times 7 is what? 10,500. Yeah. 10,500. That's the minimum you're selling one extra jumbo snail. One. Meanwhile, if it's here in Nigeria, you're selling it maximum 3,500 naira. So even if you're selling your extra jumbo snail for $5, it's still 7,500 naira. Are you seeing are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or you're seeing what I'm smelling? So that's how massive the exportation of snail is. Like, it's massive. The money you make from exporting snail is in another level. Trust me. But then, let me talk a little about the export opportunities that are there. There are high demands for African giant land snails, right? In the diaspora, especially from African restaurants and shops that are based abroad, African shops that are based abroad. Snails are also very popular ingredients for beauty and pharmaceutical products. Now, that is where the slime comes into play. Please check that rack. Check that rack on top of the on top of my scrub. You'll see the snail slime bottle. Let me show my students what the snail slime bottle. For those who are into skincare, you already know what I'm talking about. The all-in-one snail serum. Very small bottle. Very small bottle. We buy it for around 21 to 22,000 naira. Yeah, very small bottle. My secretary will bring it now, so I'll show you what it looks like for those who don't know what it looks like. As at the last time I sold slime, we sold 1 liter for 120,000 naira. 1 liter for 120,000 naira. Yes, please. Exactly. This is the snail slime. They call it the Advanced Snail 92 all-in-one cream from Cosrx. I'm advertising them now. Very good for the skin, which is why it is also very, 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 very expensive. Those of you who know it, please let me know you know it. Have you seen this product before? Do you use it? This is made purely from snail slime. If I bring it out now, you will see how slimy it is. Purely from snail slime. Look at it. Seeing it? Purely from snail slime. And it's very, very good for the skin. When I say good, very good. It smoothens your skin with stretch marks, a lot of benefits, right? So it's so expensive. Imagine you're going into snail farming for just the slime of it as well. That's another opportunity on its own that is not even fully um, exploited as at this moment. So you're seeing the different opportunities that are in snail farming, right? Especially in the export aspect of it. Now, snails are also very popular, okay, ingredients, right? Now you can export to countries like Spain, the US, France, Italy, and major countries. But there are some countries that don't allow some certain snails. Okay, so for you to go into export, that is why I said from the beginning, I introduce my students who are interested in the export aspect into export programs. Okay, there are people who are special, who are experts in in those aspects. So you get to learn from them and know the exact specifications of each country before you export. Else, you might just export and then they will impound your goods there. So there are, let's take for instance the US. The US does not allow the AA to be imported into its shores, right? But then for AM, any of the AMs, they allow. So before you export to any country of your choice, you will need to know although even in the US, it's some states in the US that don't allow it. So for you to export to any country, you will need to know the specifications, what is allowed, what is not allowed in any country. The person you're sending to might not even know. So you are the one that will know. Okay. I remember there was a time we exported to I think the Netherlands, yeah, and then they seized the snails, and the only thing they wanted to know was the botanical name of the snail. As at when we furnished them with those informations and the documents, everything was just cleared, and the receiver got our snails. So before you start exporting, you must get these details uh, on ground, or know about all of these things before you start exporting. Now, all of these benefits that I've talked about, there is one issue that comes with snail farming, which is the soil. Okay, hence the reason for the soilless snail farming. The soil comes with a lot of issues. It's just like packing soil and putting into a container, and then you're pouring water in that container of soil every day. It gets contaminated, it gets fungi, it gets infected, it gets a lot of things that comes with that soil being there, just sediment there, just sitting down there without doing anything. So, and you being a new farmer that is just coming into it, if you don't know how to manage this soil, it becomes a major issue for you. So what's the thing that we can do? We go for soilless snail farming. A lot of persons don't know about the soilless snail farming. Okay, I am one of the first set of persons that are practicing soilless in Nigeria. And trust me, in the next 10-15 years, I don't think anybody will be doing the soil farming again, because soilless snail farming is fast growing and making life so much easier for farmers, that most people are abandoning soil farming for the soilless, right? But like I said, we don't have to deal with the soil anymore, because there is a soilless way of doing your farming. Now, what exactly is the difference between this soilless snail farming and the soil snail farming? You see that in jiffy. Let me introduce the soilless snail farming method to you. Now, imagine a snail farm where there is no soil to manage, especially those who have been into snail farming before. You know what I'm talking about. No high mortality. Because of the issues that come with the soil, snails die a lot in the soil system. And you can easily monitor your snails because it is soilless. All right. Now, imagine a farm where you can produce healthy snails, clean snails, make consistent profit, and run the business with minimal effort. Okay, that's exactly what you get when you involve yourself in soilless snail farming. Let's talk a little about the difference between the soil and the soilless. Now, for the soil snail farming, the soil must be changed every 2 months. That's maximum every 2 months. Some persons even change it every month. And then some persons who are living in urban areas, I mean, is it rural or urban now? That find it difficult to get access to soil, that becomes a problem. Because where would you be seeing the soil? Where everywhere you see is tarred or whatever. To see the soil, and there has to be a specific soil, the loamy soil, not just humus soil, not just any kind of soil, the loamy soil. Okay, let me even put it out there. I've seen some persons making the mistake of thinking that the humus soil is the same as loamy soil. No, it's not. There are differences. Okay, so in the soil system, you have to change the soil every 2 months. And now this is a business you want to do for lifetime. Imagine changing the soil every two months. That's stress on its own. Not to talk of where you will be finding the soil. At some point, in fact, Bayelsa, where I'm from, because of the flooding that affects us periodically, our soil has turned from loamy soil to mud, to clay right now. So when we are doing farming, for the as at when we were doing the soil farming, we used to buy soil from other states. We used to buy soil, a bag, half bag of cement, we'll buy it for 3,000 naira. So full bag of loamy soil for a cement bag is 6,000 naira. And you will need at least four of those bags in one pen, because of the level of depth you will need for the snails to breed in. Imagine you have like 20 snail pen. So all that is a stress that we have done away with by introducing the soilless snail farming. So in the soilless system, there is no stress of changing soil. Now the soil gets contaminated, like I said, it gets contaminated easily, thereby causing several diseases and infections that leads to mortality in snail farming. But in the soilless snail farming, there are no soil related diseases. Okay, now the soil makes it difficult to clean snail poops. I remember when I first started snail farming, I started with a tire before I now graduated to hutch box. Now in that hutch box, because I don't want to be picking the snail poops, although it doesn't smell, right? It doesn't smell, so you can actually just wear gloves or nylon and then pick it up. But because I don't want to be picking it with my hands, I was sweeping it with a broom. I was sweeping the top of the soil with a broom. At the end of the day, it has not even gotten to the time that I'm to change soil, but the soil has gotten to half. That's how difficult it is. But when it comes to the soilless aspect, it is easier for you to clean, which reduces the time that you will spend in your farm per day taking care of your snails. Okay, when you come, you don't have to start sweeping or picking the poop one after the other before you now feed them or you water them and then you go. So the soilless makes it a lot easier for you to take care of your snails and reduces the time that you spend in your farm. Now, snails bury themselves under the soil. Now, under normal circumstances, that's actually a good thing. Okay, that's actually a good thing. But because the soil can get contaminated, it becomes bad at the end of the day for most farmers. All right, and then when you get there, you are unable to monitor their activities majority of the times because they have buried themselves under the soil. But in the soilless system, it is easy for you to monitor your snails. As you open your snail pen, you're seeing your snails. The moment you raise your mulching materials, you're seeing your snails. For those who don't know about mulching materials, don't worry, you get to know about them as we go on. Now, the soil can get easily waterlogged, okay, which also increases mortality. See, the problem, those of you who are just coming into snail farming and the first thing you're hearing is soilless snail farming, believe me, you don't know what God is doing for you. Because those of us who started with the soil, you're watering it too much. You're not watering enough. You are not doing this one. You water in a certain way, before you know it, it is waterlogged. You water in a certain way, before you know it, the soil is getting too dry. A lot of problems. But then the soilless method, no issue of waterlogging. Eggs are easily detected in the soilless method. All right, but in the soil method, you cannot easily see your eggs. Sometimes they will go underneath and bury their eggs, which is also a very good thing. All right, it's a very good thing. But the way you sprinkle water in the pen where you have your snails is different from the way you ought to sprinkle water in the pen where you have your eggs. So now you don't know that they have buried their eggs under the soil. So you keep watering it the way you will water just the snails, and the water becomes too much for the eggs. At the end of the day, it damages all the eggs that they have buried underneath. Remember, this is captured snailery, right? It means everything about the snails is your responsibility. If they were in the wild, if they were in the bush, they would fend for themselves. They will move around and fend for themselves. But here you are, you've brought them into a confined environment, telling them by building the houses, you're invariably telling them they can't go beyond this point. They can't go. That means they cannot look for food for themselves. They cannot protect themselves. They can't do nothing. So you are responsible for everything. Everything concerning the well-being of your snail is your responsibility. So if you're not getting one aspect of that routine right, it becomes a problem for the entire farming process. Right now, predators usually hide under the soil in the soil method. Okay, but in the soilless method, as you're opening your pen, you raise your mulching materials. If there's any ant or any rodent, anything at all, you will see it there and then, and you can get rid of them. You can deal with them squarely. All right. Now, snails are always dirty and unappealing in the soil method. As minor as it is, if I want to give my snails bath when I was doing the soil method, I will have to bring them out from the pen. I would soak them in a basin, wash off all the soil before I now put them in another basin and then give them the bath that they need. So with the soilless method, all of that process is cut out. Survivability is low in soil farming, but it is very high in the soilless farming. Soil farming discourages especially beginners because of the challenges that comes with the soil. But in the soilless method, beginners find it very easy to start because there is nothing like, have you checked your soil? Have you done this one? Have you changed your soil? There is nothing like that. So it makes it a lot easier for beginners to go into snail farming. Now, I went from losing over 40% of my snails per time to losing less than 10%. Now, there is one thing I need to let you know. No matter how good you are in snail farming, no matter the number of years you've spent in snail farming, you must still lose some certain level of snails. It's a natural thing. I think that's just God's way of curbing their excesses. Imagine one snail giving you like the AA now, or the AF that is giving you almost 1,000 or even more than 1,000. One snail will give you that plenty number. Although the AM that is mostly found in Nigeria doesn't rear up to that, but then imagine they have that plenty, they will be everywhere. They'll start entering our houses. So there's a certain level of mortality rate that is factored into snail farming, no matter how good you are, and that's from 20 to 30%. Okay, but then that is if you're doing everything right, which is why training is necessary, right? So imagine you don't have the training, you don't have a mentor you can call, you don't have mentorship you don't have a mentor that will continually mentor you, and then you are going into snail farming. It means you will go way beyond that stipulated amount of mortality that will be um, recorded if you're doing everything right. I've met so many persons who came to me and said they want to learn how to do snail farming. Not that they have not, excuse me, not that they have not done it before. They have done it a year or 2 years back, but then all their snails died. So now they want to start from knowledge. All right. So I will talk a little about the story. Please remind me, okay? But let's go forward for now. Remind me of the story so that I will come back and tell you how I switched from soil snow farming to soilless snow farming and how it has been so far. All right. Now, the huge profit potential in soilless snail farming. With soilless snail farming, you can turn a small space into a profitable business that will be generating you consistent income with your minimal maintenance effort. All right. If you're ready to tap into this lucrative market, you saw the numbers we typed earlier. If you're ready to tap into this lucrative business, please type ready in the comment section. It's been a while you typed. I've just been the one talking. Please type ready. Yeah. Somebody say I've practiced soil snail farming and it's strenuous and not okay. And it's strenuous and not encouraging. Exactly. Very strenuous. You must change your soil maximum every two months. All right, my people are ready. Yeah, I love this energy. Thank you. I love the energy. All right. Now you say you're ready. We're moving forward. Now, how can you start soilless snail farming? There are a few steps, and please, these are how do I say it now? The way I have numbered them, they go that way. Like number one is the first step, number two is the second step, number three is the second step. So follow me as I go over them one by one. Number one, you need proper training. This training is around 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes. It's not enough for you to get all the details you need for you to get into a business that will be fetching you good money at the end of the day. All right. You need proper training. You need to be properly trained. Number two, you have to set some money aside for this business. It's a business. Don't just treat snail farming as how do I say it now? Let's see how it goes. No, you have to be intentional about the money you're setting aside for this business. And I will advise you start with minimum 200,000. That's including building of their housing system, buying of the snails, and then getting their feed and all of that in place. You can start less, okay, but from my professional opinion, I will say you start with minimum 200,000 naira. All right. Then the number three is for you to now build their housing system. Now, the type of housing system you will build will be determined by the money or the capital you have available. If 50,000 is what you have, you cannot say um, you want to go and construct a greenhouse, which is a free range. It's not possible. All right, because greenhouse currently the minimum is from 2.5 to 3 million and above. That's the minimum. We have greenhouses of up to 15 million naira, just the structure. Okay, so the available capital will determine the type of housing system you're going for, which invariably determines the type of farming system, if you're going for intensive or semi-intensive, right? So next on our list, you sterilize what we call your mulching materials. Okay, since you're not using the soil, there's no need for the soil. Then the next, you purchase your breeders. Now, those point of lays that I talked about, you can either call them point of lays or you call them breeders. Those are the ones that you will start with as a beginner. And then while purchasing your breeders, you purchase your formulated feed, your calcium, your egg booster, ant and insect repellent, and you are ready to go. So please don't forget these 6 steps. Get properly trained, set some money aside, build them an appropriate housing system, sterilize your mulching materials, purchasing of the breeders, which are the point of lays, and then buying of the formulated feed, calcium, egg booster, and ant and insect repellents. Now, are you ready to turn your backyard into a money-making machine with soilless snail farming? If yes, please comment yes. I like it when you respond. Please comment yes as we go on. Now, let me introduce you to the MECTES Soilless Snail Farming Program. All right. While I'm talking about the MECTES Soilless Snail Farming Program, please type in your yeses. Yeah. Yes. I love this energy. I so much love this energy. Okay. So, you're ready. That's beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Okay, so introducing the MECTES Soilless Snail Farming Program. Okay, now here is everything you're going to be getting from this program. First of all, this webinar we had is for me to introduce you to soilless snail farming. All right, that is why we call this the introduction to soilless snail farming. And like I said, for a business that will fetch you good amount of money at the end of the day, all right, and it gets to a point where you start making money every month, even as much as 500,000 naira. That kind of business is not something you just learn within 1 hour. Okay, the least time I train people is 8 days. That's the least time. I have a program for 8 days. I have a program for 2 weeks. Okay, where I take you 1 hour per day for the next 2 weeks, or 1 hour per day for the next 8 days. All right, so here is what you're going to be learning from this MECTES Soilless Snail Farming Program. Model 1, you're going to be learning about what soilless snail farming is in details, right? The benefits of soilless snail farming, the advantages of soilless snail farming, how you can start a soilless snail farming business on a budget, all right? Broken down in details. How much you should allocate for what you're allocating for what. Okay, you have so amount of money. Okay, set so amount for this, set so amount for this. So you're going to be getting the breakdown of how you can start a soilless snail farming business on a budget. Okay, you're also going to understand the different types of snail houses and how you can construct them. Now, the type of training I do, when I train you, you don't need to go through any other person's training again. Trust me when I say this. I'm very confident about that one. So all you need to do is, let's assume you're going for the arch box system. You just call a carpenter and you will be the one telling the person what to do, because the training is so detailed that if you can handle a hammer and nail, you can do it yourself. Okay, you will also learn how to set up a farm, that's a soilless snail farming, with plastic drums and buckets for your small spaces, even in your balcony. All right, your veranda, yeah, you can do it there. You don't need to rent a land, you don't need to buy a land. No, you don't need that. But if you have a land, fine and beautiful, it's even the best. Okay. You're also going to learn how to take good care of your snails, recommended food and drink items for your snails, the proper feeding techniques for growth and shell strength. Now, if your snails do not grow, your money is not growing. If your snail shells are not strong, any little thing they can break and die, which means your farm is not increasing. All right. You will learn how to build a hutch box for your soilless snail farming. Okay. The things you're going to learn in this program is this: how to build the soilless hutch box, how to build a drum for your soilless snail farming, and how to construct a bucket for your soilless snail farming. Like I said, it's not just, you don't just go to the market, buy bucket, and then put your snails. There's a process to it. So you're going to learn all the details. Now, how to control pests and predators using our organic ant and insect repellent. All right. And also how you can use condemned oil and kerosene to ward off ants. Okay. Where and how to obtain the right species for your farm. how to incubate snail eggs that will give you up to 95% hatchability. Now, when I say up to 95%, that's actually excellently good, because like I said, there is mortality factored into snail farming, and that mortality, there is no specific time that the mortality will happen. It can happen at egg stage, hatchling, growers, juvenile, point of lay, table size, jumbo, extra jumbo. It can happen at any time. Now, not all of your eggs will hatch, but if you're not doing the right thing, in fact, it's 5% that would even hatch. Imagine incubating 100 eggs and you're getting 95 eggs hatching. That's excellently good. Okay. You also learn how to care for your baby snails. So many persons know how to take care of the adult snails, but when it comes to the baby snails, their baby snails just keep dying, and it is these baby snails that will grow to jumbo or extra jumbo or table size or point of lace that you will sell and make money. Now, the good thing about snail farming is this: when you buy your first stock, you don't need to buy again. Okay, that first stock will produce everything you need, unlike um other livestock farming that you will buy your parent stock, you rear them, you sell them out, then buy again. Though you can still do that in snail farming. Some people do that. Some people buy point of lace from us and then they rear it to jumbo size. Those persons, they buy in thousands, can buy up to 5,000 snails, rear from that point of lay to jumbo size, sell it off, and then buy again. But the good thing is, while they are rearing, those point of lays are laying for them. So that one now becomes an added advantage. Even if you're buying point of lay one for 1,000 naira, you rear that one, that those point of lays to extra jumbo, and then you're selling it for 3,500 naira, and then you buy again. That's what most people do. But you can just buy 500 snails, 200 snails, 1,000 snails, and then those ones will be your breeding stock. They are the ones that will produce and populate the whole of your farm. Right? You also learn why snails stop laying and how you can improve their egg production, what you can use to improve their egg production, right? How you can extract snail slime for commercial purpose and for the cosmetic industry. Remember this container I showed you? This is made out of snail slime. 1 liter of snail slime is around 120,000 naira. That was over a year ago. Now, sales strategies and marketing of your products for maximum profit. There is, like I said, snail business is an industry on its own, and the prices change from time to time. You would want to have someone who knows what is happening in the market per time, so you know what to do. I have a lot of my students who call me, "Ma, I started snail farming about 8 months ago or a year ago. Now I want to start selling. Please, what is the current price of snail?" So that you don't go and overprice or overcharge or undercharge, right? Now, you're also going to learn secrets for long-term soilless snail farming management that will give you good success. Okay, that's not all. That's not out of all of these that I've mentioned, that is not all. I have a few bonuses for those that will be coming in for this MedTest Soilless Snail Farming Masterclass program. All right, you have 3 months of free support. That's mentorship. Three good months after the training. You'll be trained for 14 whole days. All right. Now, after the 14 days, you have 3 months of free support. You get access to ask me questions for the next 3 months after your class. Now, here is what to expect from the 3 months. Like I said, you ask me questions. Okay. I'll tell you how to go about it, what you will allocate for your training. Now, while doing the training, things can change, right? Prices can change. When you show me your location, I mean, where you want to set up your farm, I will be able to advise you on what exactly you should do, what housing system you should project there, what housing system, what type of food, I will tell everything for the next 3 months. All right. I have some results that I would like to show you. Okay, although we might not be able to take all of them because the testimonials yakpa e choke. So I won't be able to go through all of them, but just a few. My big snails lay, somebody says my big snails lay bigger eggs, and even surprised that snails lay such eggs. Though some persons come into snail farming with some kind of mindset. So when they come in, most of them are surprised. Somebody say, Madam Mary is the best lecturer I have ever met. If all lecturers are like her when it comes to teaching, I think 90% of students will not involve themselves in exam malpractice. Wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. Like I said, I won't be able to read all of them, but let me just take a few. Uh this one is from another of my students. Uh Madam Adenike. Okay, Madam Adenike say, good morning. Sister Mary is a sincere person and wants good things for people. Thank you, ma'am. This one says, good morning. I am one of your students from Edo State, Benin City. I can say that one of the good that happened to me this year is by coming in contact with you. I have come across teachers, but you are different. You are too much. The way you explained everything to us, even a layman can understand. You poured out every of your knowledge about snail farming to us without reserving any, not minding the little amount we paid. People like you is what we need in our schools, organizations, etc. in this Nigeria. You are the best. I give you 95%. Remember, I told you 95% is excellently good. I want to find myself excellently good. Don't mind me. All right, this one says, your teachings are 100%, and I've learned a lot this while. May God continue to increase you in strength and wisdom. Amen. God bless you too. My trench is under construction. Okay, this one went for trench construction. Anyways, looking forward to purchase. Okay, purchase. Oh, my screen is no longer showing. All right, let's see what could be causing that. Let's see what could be the issue. But can you still hear me? Okay. Can you all still see my screen? If you can still see my screen, please let me know. Okay. 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 You can see. All right. Is the screen is blank now? Okay, you can see the. I can see it. Okay, it's blank now. Okay. How about now? It's blank. It's showing. Okay. You can see me, you can see the slide, right? All right. All right. So this person was saying that she's our trench is on construction and looking forward to purchasing the point of lace. God bless you. God bless you too, who might not be able to take everything. Sincerely. Then plenty. I said testimony choke. Okay, so I gave you a few bonuses that you will get. Like I told you, that's not all that you will get. Okay, now, another set of bonus you'll be getting is how to formulate your own feed. Yes, you might want to buy the first time you're starting, but you cannot continue to buy feeds like that, especially those who are starting on a large scale or medium scale. You learn how to formulate your own feed so that you can be formulating it yourself because everything is expensive right now. Okay, although not as expensive as other livestock. Let's take for instance poultry now. I think the last time someone was talking to me about chicken feed, they say 50 kg was around 100 and was it 100 and something thousand. Yeah, I think 150,000 or so, and our 200 birds will finish it within 3 days. But you see snail farm, if you buy 50 kg of feed, which is still around that same range, around 150 or 180, or let's say 100,000 maximum. Now, that 150 for your 200 snails will last you up to a year or even more. But though we don't advise you to buy that much because formulated feed can get bad maximum 6 months. Okay, so you spend less in snail farming. Now you learn business plan templates. You get to know about suppliers contacts, where and how you can get your supplies. Then success template. Can you see how these resources will help you? If you're seeing it, please type CEO. I see. Just type I see. Are you seeing the different things that you tend to benefit from these bundles? Now, the next one is market updates. Like I said, how to sell. the price to sell, so that you don't go and undercharge or overcharge, right? Where to sell to, who to sell to. You get all of those benefits. All right. Bonus number 4, you get 2 live sessions from this training. Okay, it's actually 12 days of training, but I'm making it 14 days because I'm including 2 live sessions, and those live sessions, we're not having them here on YouTube. We have them in a private group where you can also talk while I talk. So you ask your questions live and direct, which makes it 14 whole days. Now, bonus number 5, I will help you source quality snails that are perfect to start your farm in your own location. If you're in the west, you let me know. I'll tell you which one you should go for. If you're in the south, you let me know. I will tell you exactly what snail species to go for. All right. Now, please be very sincere. Tell me how much all of this is. Let me not lie. The core training alone is worth over 150,000 naira because it's for 2 weeks, 1 hour per day for 2 weeks. The 2 live sessions, people pay, people pay me 70,000 naira for consultation for 1 hour, 1 hour consultation. Okay, but here I'm giving the live sessions. I don't even have time. I don't. We have a starting time, but the closing time now God go determine because it depends on the number of questions that are coming in. That alone is over 100,000 because 70,000 is what I charge one person. One. That resource bundle I told you about is over 100,000 naira because having a mentor that will be telling you what to do part time for the next 3 months, even after you have been fully trained for 2 weeks, it doesn't come cheap at all. Then the expert network, the implementation support, all of this is valued at 500k. But I want to hear from you. How much do you think this whole program is worth to you? Let me know what you think all of this is worth. We're talking, right? I talk, you talk. So tell me, what do you think this whole bundle is worth? Hope you can still see me.
Yes.
All right. So please type. Okay, can type. All right. I'm waiting for your responses. It's as if people are just joining us right now. Where have you been? Okay, somebody say 100k. That's fair enough. Fair enough. I'm waiting for your responses before we continue. Okay, someone says 150k, very fair. 200, very fair. Someone say I see. Okay, you're still responding to the other one. Oh, great, 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 great. Okay, give out your responses, please. I'm waiting for your response. I have 100k, I have a 150, I have 200. What do you think this whole program is what? Okay, while you're typing, okay, 100k. Wow, we're having a lot of 100ks. Somebody say it is worth your price, but please make it easy for us. Okay, I'll try. I'll try. You're so funny. Someone said 20k. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Someone says one, please, one question. Don't worry, we're getting to the question aspect. Don't worry. You definitely ask your questions. You will. Okay. Gotten some of your answers, although some persons deliberately didn't want to type. They- some persons don't want to type at all. They don't want a situation where they don't want to hear that it is their answer that made me now cost it at a particular. Don't worry. Don't worry. It will be affordable. I'm telling you, this is what the whole thing is worth. All right. Now, but that is not what you're going to be paying. No, it's not at all. We're here to help ourselves now, Abby. So it's not what you will pay. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a very simple question. what are you willing to invest for such a business as this? Now, this is a business that can give you up to 500,000 naira per month. Okay, this is what can give you the kind of money that you're looking for currently. Because you cannot say, now here is where some persons get it wrong. You want to start making 1 million naira every month and you're going into snail farming with 50,000 or 100,000. It doesn't correlate, it doesn't really make sense. Okay, you want it big, you start big as well. Okay, or you start in a medium form. Okay, now what are you willing to invest in a business that can turn your backyard into a wealth generating asset? Because you can do your snow farm virtually anywhere. I told you, you can do it in your kitchen, in your bathroom, your balcony, some location in your sitting room, your a free room in your house. There was a time, not just a time, that was 2023. Yeah, I was pregnant 2023 and I couldn't be going to the farm every day. So I had to start a farm in my house. We had a spare room. I just constructed some hutch boxes and I started there. You can do that too. You can do that. Now, just picture converting that small space you have. I know most of you, as you're listening to this webinar, you're already picturing it. Okay, this is the place I will use for this business. So picture that small space now fetching you good money every month. Just picture it and then let me know what you're willing to invest. Okay, you're growing stronger, you even help with the economy. Okay, you end up being an employer of labor and not just looking for jobs. All right, while making money, you're employing, you're helping the society. You bring fulfillment beyond just making money as well. Now, the reason why I started that snail farm in my house while I was pregnant was because going my day, going about my normal day without the farming itself was becoming something else for me. It's not as if my farm was not ongoing. It was ongoing, but because of the health issues that came in with my pregnancy, I couldn't go to the farm. But I what will I say now? I was missing my snails. Yeah, I was missing my snails. There's this kind of fulfillment that comes with me not just being able to employ others for this job or making money for myself, but the joy comes with taking care of the snails as well. So, what are you willing to invest? Now ask yourself, what is that kind of financial security and freedom worth to you? Is it 500K? Is it 100K? Some of you have already said some number or some amount, which I feel is all fair. All right. But to join the Soilless Snail Farming Program, all you need to invest is 50K only for this program. All right, all you need is to invest 50K. Okay, and you get all of the benefits I just mentioned. Okay, the 14 days, rather the 12 days of training, the 2 days live session, and 3 months of free mentorship. Like, you have access to me directly. You can call me on phone, you can send me a message. If I'm not available at the moment, you drop a message, I will come and respond to that message. Like, you have me all to yourself for 3 months. I have done programs on the internet, but I don't have access to the mentors like that. No, I don't have access to the coaches like that. But I'm giving you 3 months of access to me because this is livestock and I want to see you grow. Okay. But there's a but. I'm giving an offer, a launch offer. Okay. I'm offering you a launch offer. And that is because you have stayed from the beginning. We started around 8, right? This is almost 10 p.m. and you have been here from 8 p.m. to almost 10 p.m. This is almost 2 hours now. So I'm giving you a launch offer for staying till this time. So for those who have stayed from beginning to this time, if you're just joining, please be sincere to yourself. Oh. This offer is for those who have been with us from the beginning to this point. So for those who have been from the beginning to this point, I call them the fast action takers. This juicy offer is for you. This special discount goes for those. Now, the program itself is 50,000, but for those who are joining us right now, you're paying 30,000. 30,000, which means I'm deducting a whopping 20,000 naira for you. and this offer expires immediately after this webinar. Immediately after this webinar, the offer expires. Somebody said I should send the account. Don't worry, I will send it immediately. Don't worry, I will. Okay, so this 30K is for those who are making while this webinar is still on. Okay, and here are the details to make the payment. You remember that my long name, Mary Magdalene Igbanibo. Some people always laugh when they hear my name. Why? So you will see this name. It's a UB account, and the account details are here. Please type the. I'm going to type the account number and send it. It's UBA, and you will see this name, Igbanibo Mary Magdalene Korazia. Okay? If you don't see this name, don't pay. And the moment you make payment, for those who are in the WhatsApp group, kindly share your proof of payment in the WhatsApp group. Please check that WhatsApp group. Ensure that it's only admins that are chatting you. Okay? When you drop your payment, I will definitely chat with you. Okay, to let you know when I have received your payment so that I can add you to the paid group. Okay, but some unscrupulous persons like tend to take advantage of such situations. Some persons will start to chat you up. Please don't respond. Okay, in fact, you should have saved my number by now. You should have saved my number by now. I'll be the one chatting you up directly, and I will share my WhatsApp number before the end of this webinar so that those who don't have access to the WhatsApp would also have access. So you just make your payment. If you're in the group, you share your payment proof in the group. But if you're not in the group, you share your payment with the WhatsApp number that I'm going to share with you. All right. Okay, somebody is saying give us up all to Monday. Nah, Monday is far. This one is actually an advantage for those who stay till the end. Okay, the 30K, it's not as if you cannot pay even when it gets to money, but it's no longer 30K. Okay, what you'll be paying is the normal 50K. All right, so for those who are making payment now, that's your offer. But then for those who can't make payments right now, I also have something very juicy for you. Instead of paying that 50K, what you'll be paying from now to the next 78 hours is 35,000 naira. Okay, after the webinar, if you're not paying right now, that webinar is ongoing. After the webinar, for the next 3 days plus, 3 days actually, you are going to be paying 35,000 as against the 50,000 naira, which means even in your own case, 15,000 has been cut off for you. All right, so that's another option. So that you're paying immediately now and you're paying 30,000, or you're paying after the webinar and you're paying 35,000 naira, or you're paying the 50,000 after the 3 days. Okay, the account number again is here, is 23055512225. Like I said, it's a UBA account, and the name there is Igbanibo Mary Magdalene Korazia. Igbanibo Mary Magdalene Korazia, and the account number is 23055512225. Okay, for those who are not in the WhatsApp group, you're sending your proof of payment to my WhatsApp number 08025539230. Okay, but if you're in the WhatsApp group, kindly share your proof of payment in the WhatsApp group. So here are the three options that are available for you. Is either you're paying 30K now before the end of the webinar, or 35K after the webinar and the next 78 hours, or you pay 50,000 naira after the 78 hours. Whichever one you choose, I'm fine with it. All right. Now, this is your moment. Trust me. Start a profitable business with minimal investment. Learn from someone who's already succeeding in it, who has been succeeding and is still succeeding in it. And then you join a community of successful farmers. You have access to international markets. Then you create the financial future that you deserve. All of this is inside this 30,000 or 35,000, or at most 50,000. All right. Here is your opportunity. Please join the Souilless Snail Farming Masterclass today, and let's all build your success story together. Here is still the account details. As you're making payment, you're sending to the WhatsApp group or the WhatsApp number that I just shared. The WhatsApp number again is, let me repeat. Okay, the account number first. Let me type the account number. Like I said, it's a UBO account. Okay, so while we're waiting for those who are paying and sending in their proof of payments, let me start answering the questions. All right, let me start answering the questions. Uh, Somebody say let it be 30 days for 30,000 for the next 3 days. Ah, no, now, no. I've already given you a lot of discounts, right? Okay, the account number. Somebody said I should call the number. Is it the WhatsApp number or the account number? Okay, let me just type the account number and then tag it 230. I'll pin it here. 230-555-1225 UBA. The name is Igbanebo Mary Magdalene Grazia. All right, I'm gonna post this and then I'll pin it. Okay, so if you look at the top of the messages now, you will see the pinned message. The account number is there, the bank is there, the account name is there. All right. Okay, somebody say please your WhatsApp number again. The WhatsApp number is 080-255-39238. Let me see if I can. But if I pin the number now, it will, this other one will no longer be pinned. Okay, so I'm ready for your questions. Ready for your questions. Hey, Mama. No, no, no. Not yet. Yeah, come. Come. Our youngest snail farmer wants to join the class. Eh, she don't sit down in front of light. Sorry. No. Okay, so let's start answering the questions. Please, can the lecture be put together in form of what, please? You didn't finish up. I think you're talking about a book. We have more of videos because you need to see firsthand what we're doing so you know what to do. We have videos. Okay. How possible is it for us to have a physical meeting with you? You can say thank you. You can come to our office. Please, Abby, type the office address. You can come to our office and then we'll see there. If you want to go to the farm to go down, walk down to the farm. Okay, our office is at Akwaka Road in Rumodumaya, River State, Port Harcourt. Can someone visit your farm to see what you're doing? Of course, you can. Please, my one question is, for how long do a snail grow to full maturity? Now, it's a lie. Maturity is relative. Okay, all of the stages I called, they are mature, but in their own sizes. Okay, if you're talking about jumbo snails, jumbos, it takes around 18 months for a grower snail to get to jumbo size. Okay, 18 months, that's 1 year 6 months. That's why I said it's not a get rich quick scheme. But then point of lay, snails get to point of lay typically around 6 months and above. So that means you can start selling your snails from 6 months and above. But if you're looking at that jumbo size, 1 year 6 months from grower stage. Okay, so please, I'm seeing, please, if you're in the WhatsApp group, excuse me, share your payment in the WhatsApp group. All right, share your payment in the WhatsApp group. But if you are not, you can just share your payment with the WhatsApp number I sent: 080 255 39238. 080 255 39238. The group is locked. Hold on, I'll open it now. But please, like I said, if anybody posts any other thing, don't respond. Okay, because people can be very funny. I'll open the group now so you can start sending in your payments. All right, the group is open, so you can start sharing your payment proofs. Okay, if you used another person's account to send your payment, please just write your name underneath. Okay, write your name underneath. But if your name is showing on the payment, fine, because what I need to confirm your payment is your name and the time of payment. Okay, your name and the time of payment. So if your proof of payment, I know there are some UBA proof of payments that don't show name, they don't show time. Okay, so if yours is that way, kindly write your name and the time you were debited, so it will make it easy for us to um okay, somebody said thanks, that answers my question. You're welcome. Please call the number again. Which of the numbers? Is it the account number or the phone number? The account number is already on the screen, okay? But the phone number is 080 255 39238. Have you agreed for 30,000 within? No, I did not agree, sir. The 30,000 is for tonight. The best I can do is to extend the 30,000 payment window till 12 midnight. Yeah, I can extend it till 12 midnight, as against ending it immediately after the training ends. So we have increased the time. You have another 3 hours plus, or 2 hours plus. Yeah, 2 hours plus. Okay, so bring in your questions. I'm ready for your questions. I am ready for your questions. Very much ready for your questions. Oh, somebody's saying, can the lectures be put together in a book? It's in video format. But the good thing is you can refer back to it anytime. You have access to these training materials for the next one full year. Yes, you have access to the training materials for one whole year. So anytime you want to get back to it, you're free. One full year. Okay, any other question? Those who are posting your proof of payment, don't worry. The moment I finish with the class, I'll start responding and confirming your payment and also sending you. Somebody say, how much will those of who joined from 8 p.m. till now pay before 12 p.m.? That's the 30,000. Ashid, your daughter. Call her. Call daughter for me. Teresa there. I have a lot of questions, but since there's going to be a master class, I'll reserve all my questions to them. All right, no problem. Somebody say, can I start with 100K? You mean 100K? Yes, you can. If 100K is what you mean, yes, you can start with 100K. Please check if Abby's daughter has eaten. If she has not, this food for her to eat. Mm. Can I use a poultry pen house for snail rearing? Yes, but that is if you no longer have the birds there. Okay, ensure that the birds are no longer there, because chicken feed has salt content in it, and snails are salt is quite dangerous to snails. Uh, okay. So if it's just a poultry farm that you've been using, but you want to convert it to a snail pen, yes, with the lectures you receive, you know if you can change it, or rather, you will know which of the housing system you can change that particular space to. And like I said, if you're opting for this program right now, you have access to me for the next 3 months. So all you need to do is do a video, oh, do a video of your do a video of the space you want to use, send it to me, then we'll analyze it together. Depending on the capital you've set aside, I'll tell you what exactly you should put up, what structure you should put up. Okay, the address to our office is number 66 Aquaka Road by Kent Street Junction, Phase 2, Rumodumaya, Obiakpo Local Government Area of Rivers State. Somebody say, is there going to be another one? When you say another one, do you mean the webinar? If the webinar is what you're talking about, this particular webinar we're having, YouTube is already recording it automatically, so we'll post it so you can have access to it. All right. How many snails can one start with? It depends on your budget. Okay. I usually advise my students to start with minimum of 200 snails, knowing fully well that some of your snails will still die. It's good you start with 200 snails, but you can start with 100, you can start with 150. Like I said, depending on your budget. You can start with 1,000, you can start with 2,000, depending on your budget. I have paid and proof of payment sent. Okay, no problem. The moment we finish this webinar, we're rounding off by 10 p.m. on the dot. Okay, and since I have extended the payment time to 12 p.m., you still have time to pay for those who are still making payment. When is the masterclass going to start? You get all of that information in the group. And if you're not in the group, just let me know through the WhatsApp number. I'll send you the link so you join the group and get all the necessary information rather. Okay. Next question. Or we're done with our questions. Some persons are just coming in. Okay. Any other question? Somebody was talking about physical training. I have a physical training coming up next month end. So if that is what you want to opt for too, it's very fine. That's September ending, right? This is August. Yeah, September ending. Last week of September. The date will be communicated So if that's the one you're interested in, or you like to do this one and also do that one, you let me know. I'll put you on a wait list so that I can easily inform you when it's time or when it's getting close to the time. Okay. To start with 100 snails, how much do I need to invest? Now, different factors will determine this question. First of all, the price of materials in your location, okay, and then the type of housing system you want to go for. Now, when you do the training, you will see the different housing systems. Let's take for instance, if you're going for the drum system now, depends on the amount they are selling drums in your market, right? So that one is something I cannot specifically say this is the amount you must invest. No, depends on the time you want to start and the price of materials. By materials, I mean the materials that you need to construct your housing system. Okay. What? Give her water. She still want to come here. Okay, how long does it take? Um, how long does it take hatchlings to get to table size? About a year. Yeah, 12 months. Okay, any other question? Yes, you will still drink. Okay, we have about 3 minutes to go. In 3 minutes, we'll be ending the webinar. And for those who have made payment, don't worry, we'll start responding to your payments, confirming your payment. Like I said, save my number. The number is I called out. Save the number I called out, okay? So you will know when I'm the one chatting you up. I'll be the one to add you to. Please. Bring it. Yeah, come. Come. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, my baby. I better come and take it. It's not ready to stop. I'm so round. Take. It's okay. It's okay, baby. Let me take her. Sorry. Sorry. Don't drag my ear, please. I mean, my ear. Mhm. I'm coming. I'm rounding up in no time. My baby wants me. Okay. Somebody say. Okay. Can one pick the snails from the bush? No, we don't advise that. We don't advise that at all because those ones are not used to life in captivity. Nice one. Thanks a million and thanks and remain blessed. God bless you too, Jude. Okay, somebody say, please, ma, I paid for 50,000 naira. I paid 50,000 naira for masterclass since 2 months ago, but I was only added to two Telegram groups and still waiting for the live training session. Okay, yeah. If you remember, I told, okay, but you've gone through the training, right? You've gone through the training. I don't even need to add you to this group for you to attend the live class because you did your training separately. All right. You did your training separately. That is why you were unable to attend the live class. But now that we're having a group training, we'll have the live class. The moment the training starts, you are already on Telegram. So whenever I'm having a training on my Telegram platform, you will see it. But then send me a message on WhatsApp so that I will put you. Uh, I'll send your name to my secretary so she can keep me in the know, like remind me when it's time. The budget of 200K, does it include housing, feeding, stocks, and all? Yes, yes, it does. How can I make monthly income when it takes 6 months for snails to mature for meat? Yes, that's why I say it's not immediately. You're learning it today or you're starting the business today does not mean you start making money today. Snails, first of all, are slow growing animals. So minimum you can start selling is 6 months. I'm not going to come here and lie to you because I want you to pay me money for me to train you. No, I'm not gonna do that at all. I'll tell you the way it is. But if you want to make money immediately from snail business, that means you are just buying and selling. But if you want to rear snails, like take for instance, you want to sell 1,000 snails and you buy 200 snails. Those 200 will give you thousands of snails, right? That you can sell in the next 6 months and above. Okay. Now, all the snails you have will not lay on the same day. These are living breeding organisms. They will lay at different intervals. Those who have uh 500 snails, 1,000 snails, they pick eggs on a daily basis. Okay, some pick 100, 200, 300 eggs every day or every week. Now those eggs will be incubated, those eggs will hatch, and then those hatchlings will grow for you to sell. But if you want to just buy and resell, that means you're going for maybe a bag of snail, which is what I also do. I sell bags as well. Okay, you buy a bag of snail and then resell. That means some of the people that buy bags from me, they already have customers before they even reach out to me. So some of them don't even start the business with their money. The customer already sent them the money. I furnish them with um snails, videos, pictures to show to their clients. So they already know that okay, these snails are available, and then they make payments and they pay me and they collect their snails, they supply. So the money is immediate. So there are two ways to make money from snail business: the farming aspect and then the buying and selling aspect. So if you're the type that you want the money immediately, that means farming is not what you want to do. But then the good thing about buying and selling is that when you buy your snails and they get to your house, maybe you don't sell them immediately and they stay with you for like a day or two. Some of them will lay eggs. And by virtue of the training you have gotten, you will know how to incubate those eggs for them to hatch. And then they are giving you extra snails on the side while you're selling off the ones you bought and they're making your profit. Do you understand? Yeah, so those are the two ways you make money from snail business. So somebody says so it will take up to 2 years before new snail farmers can start making money, right? No, that's not what I said. What I said is maturity is relative. Maturity is depending on what you call maturity. Table sizes are mature, point of lays are mature, jumbos are mature, extra jumbos are mature, and I just told you point of lays are from 6 months and above. So it's not 2 years. So it depends on the customer that you want to sell to and the size that the person wants. Do you get? Why I want to congratulate to those from the group who have made payments. Wish them good luck. Oh, thank you. Okay. Once I didn't do any training. Please, can you kindly chat me up on WhatsApp? Send me a message on WhatsApp. For you to have chatted me up, that means you have my number on WhatsApp. So chat me up. See, we are done for today. Yeah, it's already 10. Oh, it's 5 minutes past 10. Please call the number again. Okay, 080 255 39238. Let me type the number. Let me type the number and pin it. 080 255. Stop now. Stop. I'm still on. two 255 39238. Okay, I've pinned the 0255 39238. All right, we've come to the end of the training. It was 10 by 10. My baby needs me right now, so I've got to go. All right, see you all in class. For those who are making payments, like I said, you now. Yeah, bring it. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay, man. My baby wants me. I say bye bye. Bye. Yeah, bye. All right, see you all in class. For those who are making payment for the training, please post your proof of payment in the group if you're in the group. And if you're not in the group, send it to this WhatsApp number I just shared. Yes. Baby Sophie is saying bye bye. Yes, say bye bye. Bye. See you all in class. Say bye. Yeah, bye bye. All right. Good night, everyone.